This video is a heartfelt tribute to the legendary wrestlers we've lost, celebrating their unforgettable contributions to wrestling and the lasting legacies they've left behind. Their passion and dedication continue to inspire millions. We also share emotional updates about Becky Lynch, whose recent news has touched fans worldwide. Join us in honoring their incredible lives and reflecting on their impact. Don't forget to subscribe to keep their inspiring stories alive for generations to come. Howard Finkel was a legendary ring announcer best known for his iconic work with the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE. Born on June 7, 1950, in Brooklyn, New York, Finkel began his wrestling career in the 1970s when he became WWF's first official ring announcer. His distinct, powerful voice and passionate delivery quickly made him a fan favorite and an essential part of the wrestling experience. Finkel's trademark style was marked by his enthusiastic introductions and especially his famous catchphrase, "and new," which he would shout with great excitement whenever a championship changed hands. This signature moment became synonymous with wrestling's biggest title victories, adding to the drama and intensity inside the ring. Over the decades, Finkel's voice became a familiar and beloved presence at major WWF, WWE events, including numerous WrestleManias, where he helped set the tone for the grandeur and spectacle of the biggest shows in sports entertainment. Beyond announcing, Howard Finkel contributed to wrestling in other significant ways. He was involved in writing and producing backstage, and played a key role in creating the WWE Hall of Fame. His efforts helped honor and celebrate the achievements of wrestling's greatest performers, ensuring their legacies would be remembered. Finkel's impact on professional wrestling was profound. His unmistakable voice, dedication, and enthusiasm earned him widespread respect and admiration. In recognition of his invaluable contributions, Howard Finkel was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2009, cementing his place as one of the all-time greats in wrestling history. Tragically, Howard Finkel, his legacy continues to live on, cherished by fans and fellow wrestlers who remember him as the voice that helped bring wrestling's magic to life. Darren Drozdov, known in wrestling as Droz, was born on April 7, 1969, in Mays Landing, New Jersey. Before entering professional wrestling, Droz was a talented athlete who played college football at the University of Maryland as a defensive lineman. He went on to have a career in the NFL with teams like the Denver Broncos, New York Jets, and Philadelphia Eagles. During his football days, he gained unusual fame for his ability to vomit on command, a unique talent that earned him the nickname Puke, and was even featured in WWE's documentary Beyond the Mat. Droz made the transition to professional wrestling in 1998, joining WWE during the height of its Attitude Era. He was introduced as part of the legendary Legion of Doom alongside Hawk and Animal, carrying the Puke persona, known for his edgy look complete with tattoos, piercings, and a mohawk. His career showed promise as he worked to establish himself in the wrestling world. Tragically, on October 5, 1999, during a WWE SmackDown taping, Droz suffered a devastating neck injury in a match against D'Lo Brown. A botched move left him paralyzed from the neck down, ending his in-ring career and dramatically altering his life. Despite this life-changing injury, Droz displayed incredible strength and resilience. He stayed connected to WWE, contributing through writing columns and making appearances, inspiring many with his positive attitude and determination. Droz. The wrestling community mourned his loss and celebrated his legacy, not only as a promising athlete whose career was tragically cut short, but also as a symbol of courage and perseverance in the face of overwhelming adversity. His story remains a testament to strength and hope. Bushwhacker Butch, born Robert Butch Miller on October 21, 1944, in Wellington, New Zealand, was a legendary professional wrestler, best known as one half of the iconic tag team, the Bushwhackers, alongside Luke Williams. Starting his career in the 1960s in New Zealand and Australia, Butch first gained recognition teaming with Luke as the Sheepherders. This team was known for their hard-hitting, no-holds-barred style, engaging in brutal, bloody matches that made them feared across wrestling territories worldwide, especially in the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and various independent promotions. Their reputation as fierce, hardcore wrestlers earned them a loyal fan base. However, their greatest fame came after joining the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, in the late 1980s, where they reinvented themselves as the Bushwhackers. This new persona was a complete shift. Instead of fierce aggressors, they became beloved, comedic fan favorites. Their unique entrance, marching to the ring while swinging their arms and playfully licking heads, combined with their bush hats, camouflage outfits, and missing teeth, made them unforgettable characters. Though the Bushwhackers never captured the WWF Tag Team Championship, their entertaining antics and connection with audiences, especially kids, made them one of the most popular tag teams of their era. They were regular fixtures in major WWF storylines and matches throughout their run. After leaving WWF in the mid-1990s, Butch continued wrestling sporadically, often reuniting with Luke for special appearances. Even in later years, he remained active in the wrestling community, warmly welcomed at fan conventions and events. In 2015, the Bushwhackers were honored with induction into the WWE Hall of Fame, cementing their legacy. Butch leaving behind a legacy of joy, wild energy, and unforgettable moments that continue to resonate with wrestling fans worldwide. Mike Awesome, born Michael Lee Alfonso on January 24, 1965, in Edgerton, Wisconsin, was a powerful and highly athletic professional wrestler who made a lasting impact in the wrestling world during the late 1990s and early 2000s. Known for his rare combination of strength and agility, Awesome captivated audiences with a style that blended high-flying maneuvers with hard-hitting, brutal offense. Starting his career in the early 1990s, Mike Awesome truly rose to prominence during his time in Extreme Championship Wrestling, ECW. In ECW, he quickly became one of the company's top stars thanks to his intense and innovative in-ring performances. His matches were known for their extreme physicality and creative spots that thrilled hardcore wrestling fans. Mike Awesome's crowning achievement in ECW was winning the ECW World Heavyweight Championship, cementing his place as a main event-level competitor and a cornerstone of the promotion during its heyday. Following his success in ECW, Awesome moved to World Championship Wrestling, WCW, where he continued to impress with his adaptability and in-ring prowess. Despite the challenges of transitioning to a larger, more mainstream wrestling company, he maintained his reputation as a dynamic performer. He engaged in memorable feuds and showcased his ability to mix his hard-hitting style with WCW's varied roster and storylines. Tragically, Mike Awesome, leaving behind a legacy defined by his incredible athleticism and fearless approach inside the ring. His contributions to ECW and WCW, coupled with his unforgettable matches, have made him a respected figure in wrestling history. Mike Awesome is remembered as a wrestler who pushed the limits of what was possible, inspiring future generations with his unique blend of power and agility. New Jack, born Jerome Young on January 3, 1963, in Greensboro, North Carolina, was a trailblazing professional wrestler best known for his hardcore, no-holds-barred style. Rising to prominence in the 1990s, he became one of the defining figures of Extreme Championship Wrestling, ECW, where his fearless and brutal in-ring approach embodied the promotion's edgy, violent identity. Starting his wrestling career in 1992, New Jack gained attention as one half of the tag team, the Gangstas, alongside Mustafa Syed. The duo embraced a gritty, gangsta persona that incorporated real-world social issues and racial tensions, making their act stand out in the wrestling world. New Jack's raw and intense promos added a sense of authenticity that resonated deeply with fans craving something more real and controversial than typical wrestling storylines. New Jack's matches were infamous for their extreme violence, often featuring weapons, dangerous stunts, and a relentless willingness to push limits. This fearless style earned him a loyal following, but also led to some highly controversial moments. One such incident occurred in 2004 during a match where New Jack accidentally caused a serious injury to wrestler Eric Koulis. The incident sparked legal action and intensified debates about wrestler safety in the hardcore wrestling scene. Following the closure of ECW, New Jack continued to perform on the independent circuit and made appearances in other promotions like TNA and XPW. He also took part in documentaries and reality TV, further cementing his legacy as a hardcore wrestling icon. New Jack, but his influence on the world of professional wrestling remains significant, especially in shaping the hardcore and extreme wrestling styles that inspired many performers after him. His blend of intensity, fearlessness, and controversy ensured he would never be forgotten in wrestling history. Scott Hall, born on October 20, 1958, in St. Petersburg, Florida, was a legendary figure in professional wrestling whose impact is still felt today. Hall first gained fame in the WWE, then WWF, under the iconic persona Razor Ramon. With his smooth wrestling style, charismatic presence, and signature catchphrase, "Hey yo!" Hall quickly became a fan favorite. His Cuban-Italian accent and tough guy image made Razor Ramon one of the most memorable characters of the early 1990s. During his WWF run, Hall captured multiple Intercontinental Championships, showcasing his in-ring talent and solidifying his status as a top performer. However, Scott Hall's true legacy was forged in the mid-1990s when he helped revolutionize professional wrestling. In 1996, alongside longtime friend Kevin Nash, Hall became a founding member of the New World Order, NWO, in World Championship Wrestling, WCW. This groundbreaking faction blurred the lines between reality and storyline, portraying themselves as outsiders invading WCW. The NWO quickly became a cultural phenomenon, sparking the intense Monday Night Wars between WCW and WWE, a rivalry that transformed the wrestling industry in the United States. Hall's magnetic charisma and natural ability to command a crowd played a huge part in the NWO's enormous popularity and success. Scott Hall's life was marked by struggles, but also redemption. He battled personal demons yet found his way back, inspiring fans and peers alike. Tragically, Hall, due to complications from multiple heart attacks following hip surgery. His was deeply mourned by the wrestling community and his family, including his son, Cody Hall. Today, Scott Hall is remembered not only for his championship reigns and unforgettable character, but for fundamentally changing professional wrestling and leaving a lasting legacy. In the world of professional wrestling, certain names transcend the sport and become cultural icons, embodying not just athleticism, but the spirit of determination, courage, and evolution. Among these, Becky Lynch stands tall, despite being known as the Man, a nickname that defiantly challenges conventions. From her humble beginnings in Ireland to her ascension as the face of WWE's women's division, Becky Lynch's journey is a tale of grit, passion, and a relentless refusal to be underestimated. Her fiery spirit, unwavering dedication, and incredible in-ring skill have not only earned her championship gold, but have also helped revolutionize women's wrestling in an industry historically dominated by men. Beyond the squared circle, Lynch's story is one of resilience, battling injuries, embracing motherhood, and evolving constantly to remain relevant in an ever-shifting WWE landscape. Let's dive deep into the extraordinary saga of Becky Lynch, tracing her roots, struggles, breakthroughs, and lasting impact on professional wrestling. Early life: growing up in Ireland and discovering wrestling. Rebecca Quinn, born January 30th, 1987, in Limerick, Ireland, grew up in the suburb of Baldoyle, just outside Dublin. From a young age, she was drawn to sports and physical activities, engaging enthusiastically in swimming, basketball, horse riding, and more. A natural competitor, Becky's athleticism was evident early on. But it wasn't just traditional sports that captivated her. Becky was enamored by the drama, athleticism, and storytelling of professional wrestling. Alongside her brother, Richie, she attended local wrestling shows in Ireland. The spectacle, the energy, and the blend of sport and theater enthralled her and planted a seed that would grow into her lifelong passion. At 15, Becky began training at the Irish wrestling school run by Fergal Devitt, who later rose to WWE fame as Finn Balor. Devitt's mentorship was critical. He nurtured her raw talent and fueled her ambition. Becky was small compared to many wrestlers, but she possessed something more important: heart. Her early wrestling persona, Rebecca Knox, was honed across the independent circuits of Europe and Canada, where she faced seasoned competitors and learned the intricacies of the craft. This formative period was vital, exposing her to different styles and cultures and solidifying her dream of making it to the top. However, adversity struck early. In 2006, during a match in Germany, Becky suffered a serious concussion, a head injury severe enough to force her out of action for several years. The setback was devastating. Forced to step away from the ring, she faced uncertainty about her future. Returning to wrestling and breaking through at WWE NXT years, and Becky's passion never waned. In 2013, she reignited her career by signing a developmental contract with WWE. She was assigned to NXT, WWE's burgeoning platform for cultivating the next generation of stars. Although initially seen as a promising prospect, Becky struggled to find her footing. Her original character as an Irish dancer felt limited and didn't connect deeply with audiences. But Becky was nothing if not adaptable. She took the feedback, refined her approach, and began crafting a persona that reflected her true spirit. Fiery, resilient, and unapologetically fierce, her in-ring ability blossomed, showcasing a blend of technical mastery, agility, and raw intensity. Alongside contemporaries Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and Bayley, Becky became part of the Four Horsewomen, a moniker that drew parallels to the original Four Horsemen of Wrestling and symbolized a seismic shift in women's wrestling. One pivotal moment came at NXT TakeOver, Unstoppable in 2015, where Becky faced Sasha Banks in a match that many consider a classic. Though Becky fell short, her performance earned widespread acclaim, cementing her reputation as a rising star destined for greatness. Transition to WWE main roster and the Women's Revolution 2015 marked Becky's arrival on WWE's main roster, debuting on Monday Night Raw, as part of the company's Women's Revolution, a movement aimed at elevating female wrestlers to equal footing with their male counterparts. For years, women's wrestling had been sidelined, often relegated to brief matches or secondary storylines. Becky, Charlotte, Sasha, and others became the spearheads of change. They brought athleticism, storytelling, and passion that challenged WWE's status quo. Yet, despite her evident talent, Becky initially found herself in the shadow of Charlotte Flair, who was positioned as the division's top star. Becky played the role of the underdog, continually proving herself, but struggling to break the glass ceiling. During this period, Becky honed her craft, engaging in memorable feuds and matches that helped shift perceptions. Her perseverance kept her moving forward, even as others seemed to dominate the spotlight. The birth of the man, a transformation that changed wrestling forever. The year 2018 proved to be a watershed moment for Becky Lynch. At SummerSlam that year, after a brutal match against Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship, Becky shocked fans by attacking Charlotte post-match, turning heel, a villainous character, in WWE parlance. However, rather than losing fan support as heels often do, Becky's boldness earned her a wave of admiration. Fans connected with her fiery spirit and authentic intensity. Seizing this momentum, Becky rebranded herself as The Man, a nickname loaded with defiance and empowerment. The Man was a declaration that she was not just a woman in a male-dominated sport, but the best competitor regardless of gender. It was audacious and refreshing. Becky's cocky swagger, relentless drive, and refusal to back down resonated deeply. She embraced this persona with confidence, delivering blistering promos and engaging in high-stakes matches that showcased both her physical and psychological intensity. The Man became a cultural phenomenon within wrestling, inspiring a new generation of fans and wrestlers alike. WrestleMania 35. Making history in the spotlight. April 2019 saw Becky Lynch reach the pinnacle of her career and women's wrestling at WrestleMania 35. The event marked the first time ever that women main-evented WWE's biggest show. In a triple threat match against two of the most formidable women's wrestlers, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, Becky carried the hopes of a revolution. The match itself was electric, blending technical prowess, storytelling, and raw emotion. In front of a packed MetLife Stadium, Lynch defied expectations by emerging victorious, capturing both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships simultaneously. This moment transcended wrestling. Becky Lynch was no longer just a star. She was an icon, a symbol of progress, and the embodiment of the women's evolution WWE had been championing for years. Her journey from a small-town Irish girl to WrestleMania main eventer inspired countless young women worldwide. Trials beyond the ring, health challenges, and motherhood. Just as Becky Lynch reached the zenith of her career, life presented a new challenge: motherhood. In May 2020, during an emotional Raw segment, Becky announced she was pregnant and would relinquish her Raw Women's Championship to focus on starting a family with her husband, fellow WWE superstar Seth Rollins. The decision underscored Becky's multifaceted strength. She was not only a warrior in the ring, but also committed to embracing life's other roles wholeheartedly. She stepped away with grace, leaving behind a legacy of dominance. In December 2020, Lynch and Rollins welcomed their daughter Rue, an event celebrated widely among wrestling fans and peers. Throughout her maternity leave, Becky stayed active on social media, sharing glimpses of her new life and maintaining a connection with fans eager for her return. Her openness about balancing motherhood and a wrestling career broke new ground, offering representation to female athletes who juggle personal and professional identities. Return to the ring. A new chapter. After more than a year away from WWE, Becky Lynch's return in 2021 quickly became one of the most electrifying moments in recent wrestling history. The surprise came at SummerSlam when Becky shockingly replaced Sasha Banks in the SmackDown Women's Championship match against Bianca Belair. In a stunning and unexpected finish, Becky defeated Bianca in just 26 seconds, capturing the title and immediately thrusting the women's division into the spotlight. The incredibly brief match sparked mixed reactions among fans and critics. Some questioned the decision to end the bout so quickly, feeling it didn't give Bianca the showcase she deserved after her hard-fought rise. Others praised the shock factor and the way Becky's return injected instant excitement and unpredictability into the division. Regardless of opinions on the match length, there was no denying that Becky's comeback revitalized interest in the women's roster. Upon her return, Becky adopted a fresh heel persona that mixed cockiness, swagger, and confidence, unlike her previous "the man" character. This new attitude helped her stand out and added fresh dynamics to her storylines. She engaged in an intense and emotionally charged rivalry with Bianca Belair, one of WWE's rising stars, leading to a series of compelling matches and promos over several months. Their feud was seen as a key driver in elevating the women's division and proving its importance on WWE's biggest stages. The rivalry culminated in a rematch at WrestleMania 38, where Becky and Bianca faced off once again in a highly anticipated showdown. Although Becky came up short in this match, her performance demonstrated her ability to connect deeply with the audience and create memorable moments, further solidifying her status as a top-tier performer. Becky Lynch's return wasn't just about reclaiming a title. It was about reminding fans why she remains one of WWE's most captivating and influential superstars. Droz legacy, paving the way for future generations. Becky Lynch's influence on WWE transcends titles and trophies, marking her as a true pioneer in the world of professional wrestling. Starting as a relatively unknown wrestler from Ireland, Becky quickly defied expectations and rose to prominence, carving out a unique identity that would forever change how women's wrestling is perceived. Adopting the persona of the man, she broke down long-standing stereotypes, proving that women's matches could carry just as much excitement, drama, and commercial success as those of their male counterparts. Her crowning moment came at WrestleMania, where she became the first woman to main event the event, securing a victory that was far more than a personal achievement. This milestone resonated across the entire wrestling world, signaling a seismic shift in WWE's treatment of female talent and solidifying women's wrestling as a central attraction rather than a sideshow. The energy she brought to the ring and her compelling storytelling captivated audiences, showing that female wrestlers could be both athletic powerhouses and compelling characters. Beyond her in-ring accomplishments, Becky's openness about her health challenges and her journey through motherhood has endeared her to fans on a deeply personal level. She has demonstrated vulnerability and strength, becoming a beacon of hope and inspiration for people balancing demanding careers with personal struggles. Her willingness to share these parts of her life has helped humanize her in an industry often dominated by larger-than-life personas. In every sense, Becky Lynch embodies perseverance and transformation. Her journey illustrates how hard work, passion, and adaptability can break barriers and reshape an entire industry. As a role model for countless aspiring wrestlers and fans alike, Her legacy will continue to inspire future generations to push boundaries and pursue greatness without compromise. Beyond wrestling, personality, and influence. Outside the ring, Becky Lynch has built an impressive personal brand that goes far beyond her wrestling achievements. Known for her sharp wit, genuine authenticity, and relatable personality, Becky has connected with fans on a deeply personal level, especially through social media. Her posts and interactions reveal a woman who is not only fiercely competitive, but also passionate about breaking barriers and inspiring others to challenge norms. This blend of vulnerability and strength has endeared her to a broad audience, making her one of the most compelling figures in modern wrestling. Becky's candid and often humorous interviews further showcase her multidimensional character. She comes across as someone who understands the pressures of the wrestling world, yet remains grounded, openly sharing her struggles, motivations, and triumphs. This transparency helps fans see her as more than just the man in the ring, but as a role model determined to empower others, particularly women, to chase their dreams and stand strong in their identities. Her personal life has also drawn considerable attention, especially her relationship with fellow WWE superstar Seth Rollins. The couple's dynamic offers a glimpse into the challenges and rewards of balancing two demanding careers while nurturing their family life. Their mutual support and respect highlight the importance of partnership in maintaining mental and emotional well-being amid the hectic wrestling schedule. Beyond wrestling and personal milestones, Becky extends her influence through charitable work, public appearances, and mentoring up-and-coming talent. She actively contributes to the wrestling community, offering guidance and encouragement to younger wrestlers navigating the complexities of the industry. This dedication to giving back further solidifies Becky Lynch's role not only as a top athlete, but also as a positive force shaping the future of professional wrestling. Conclusion: the ongoing journey of the man. Becky Lynch's journey from the quiet neighborhood of Baldoyle, Ireland, to becoming one of the brightest stars on WWE's global stage is nothing short of remarkable. Known affectionately as the Man, Becky has transcended the traditional role of a female wrestler, transforming into a cultural icon that represents strength, resilience, and a new era of women's empowerment in sports and entertainment. Her rise wasn't handed to her. It was forged through relentless determination, fierce passion, and a refusal to be confined by anyone's expectations. Becky's story is one of breaking barriers and shattering glass ceilings, proving that women can be just as dominant, compelling, and marketable as their male counterparts. With her charismatic personality, in-ring skill, and magnetic presence, she has captivated audiences around the world, inspiring countless fans and aspiring athletes. What sets Becky apart is her authenticity. She remains grounded and genuine, never losing touch with her roots or her values, which only deepens the connection with her fan base. Through injuries, setbacks, and personal challenges, she has continually evolved, not just as a wrestler, but as a person, embodying resilience in its truest form. More than a champion with multiple titles to her name, Becky Lynch is a trailblazer who has redefined what it means to be a woman in professional wrestling. Her impact extends far beyond the ring, influencing pop culture and encouraging greater visibility and respect for women in sports. As Becky Lynch continues to write her story, fans around the globe watch with admiration and anticipation. Her journey is a powerful reminder that with talent, hard work, and authenticity, anyone can rise to greatness and leave a lasting legacy. Becky Lynch is not just a star, she is a legend in the making and an inspiration to millions worldwide.